Matilda 1996 cast a spell on audiences with its blend of childhood wonder, sharp wit, and the unforgettable story of a brilliant little girl discovering her power in a world that constantly underestimated her. With Mara Wilson's charming performance, Danny DeVito's darkly comedic direction, and a cast filled with both heartwarming and hilariously villainous characters, the film became a beloved classic for generations. Now, nearly 3 decades later, fans still look back with nostalgia and curiosity, wondering how the actors who brought Matilda, Miss Honey the Wormwoods, and the fearsome Miss Trunchbull to life have changed over the years. What paths did their careers take after the film? How have their lives, appearances, and legacies evolved as time passed? Join us as we revisit the Matilda 1996 cast then and now, and rediscover the magic behind one of the most iconic family films of the 90s. Danny DeVito, born on November 17, 1944, portrayed Mr. Harry Wormwood and served as the film's narrator in Matilda 1996, starting when he was 51 years old. Harry Wormwood was Matilda's father, a sleazy, dishonest used car salesman with a penchant for tacky plaid suits and a deep hatred for books. DeVito's performance was a masterclass in grotesque comedy, playing the villainous father with such exaggerated selfishness and stupidity, famously gluing his hat to his head and bleaching his hair by accident that he became a character audiences loved to hate. Crucially, DeVito also directed the film, crafting its unique, dark fairy tale aesthetic. Mr. Wormwood survived the film, fleeing to Guam to escape the FBI, but signed adoption papers allowing Matilda to stay behind. In real life, Danny DeVito has enjoyed a monumental career spanning from 1970 to the present as an actor, director, and producer. He achieved television immortality as the despotic dispatcher Louis De Palma in the sitcom Taxi, 1978-1983. His film credits are vast, including playing the Penguin in Batman Returns 1992 and starring in Twins 1988. He found a massive new audience in the 21st century as the depraved Frank Reynolds in the long-running sitcom It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, 2006 present. Danny DeVito is currently 81 years old and remains a beloved and highly active figure in Hollywood. Mara Wilson, born on July 24, 1987, portrayed the titular character Matilda Wormwood in the beloved fantasy comedy Matilda 1996, starting when she was 9 years old. Matilda was the brilliant, precocious, and telekinetic child prodigy born into a family of Philistines who despised her intellect and love for reading. Wilson's performance was praised for its incredible maturity, gentleness, and quiet strength, perfectly capturing a child who finds refuge in books and eventually uses her developing powers to punish the cruel adults in her life, specifically her parents, and the tyrannical headmistress, Miss Trunchbull. The film remains a cult classic, largely due to her heartfelt portrayal. Matilda survived the film's events, famously securing her own adoption by her beloved teacher, Miss Honey. In real life, Mara Wilson enjoyed a meteoric rise as one of the 1990s most famous child stars, known for her roles in Mrs. Doubtfire, 1993, and the remake of Miracle on 34th Street, 1994. However, the filming of Matilda was marred by personal tragedy as Wilson's mother passed away from breast cancer during production. The film was dedicated to her memory. Wilson largely retired from screen acting in 2000 to pursue education and a normal life. She has since re-emerged as a successful writer, playwright, and voice actor, authoring the memoir, Where Am I Now? Mara Wilson is currently 38 years old and resides in New York City, maintaining a respected voice in cultural commentary. Rhea Perlman, born on March 31, 1948, portrayed Mrs. Zinnia Wormwood in the film Matilda 1996, starting when she was 48 years old. Zinnia Wormwood was Matilda's neglectful, vanity-obsessed mother, a woman who spent her days playing bingo and watching television, famously advising her daughter that looks are more important than books. Perlman brought a hilarious, vapid energy to the role, creating a perfect comedic partnership with her real-life husband, at the time Danny DeVito. Her character represented the ultimate antithesis to Matilda's values, prioritizing superficiality over substance. Zinnia survived the film, fleeing with her husband to Guam, while leaving Matilda behind without a second thought. In real life, Rhea Perlman has enjoyed a highly successful and acclaimed career, spanning from 1972 to the present. She is universally recognized and four-time Emmy Award-winning for her iconic role as the feisty, superstitious waitress, Carla Tortelli, in the legendary sitcom Cheers 1982-1993. Her career has included numerous film and television appearances, often showcasing her sharp comedic timing. Recently, she gained acclaim for her role as the spirit of Ruth Handler in the blockbuster Barbie 2023. Rhea Perlman is currently 77 years old and remains highly active in film and television, continuing her legacy as a comedic powerhouse. Pam Ferris, born on May 11, 1948, portrayed Agatha Trunchbull in the film Matilda 1996, starting when she was 48 years old. Agatha Trunchbull was the tyrannical, child-hating headmistress of Cruncham Hall, and the film's primary antagonist, a superstitious former Olympic hammer thrower who ruled the school through absolute fear, intimidation, and the use of a torture device known as the chokey. Ferris's performance was a tour de force of physical comedy and grotesque villainy, transforming herself with prosthetics and padding into a monstrous, imposing figure who famously threw children out of windows by their pigtails and forced a student to consume an entire chocolate cake in front of the school assembly. Despite the character's immense cruelty, Ferris played the role with such committed theatricality that she became one of family cinema's most iconic and memorable villains. Trunchbull survived physically but was psychologically defeated by Matilda's powers, fleeing the school in terror, never to be seen again. In real life, Pam Ferris has enjoyed a celebrated career, spanning from 1971 to the present, showcasing incredible range. She is beloved in the UK for her role as the motherly Ma Larkin in The Darling Buds of May 1991-1993, and gained a new generation of fans as the floating Aunt Marge in Harry Potter and The Prisoner of Azkaban 2004. She also starred as the blunt but dedicated sister of Angelina in the hit period drama Call the Midwife, 2012-2016. Pam Ferris is currently 77 years old and remains a treasured figure in British entertainment. Embeth Davidtz, born on August 11, 1965, portrayed Miss Jennifer Honey in the beloved fantasy comedy Matilda 1996, starting when she was 30 years old. Miss Honey was the gentle, soft-spoken, and infinitely nurturing first-grade teacher at Cruncham Hall Primary School who instantly recognized Matilda's genius and became her sole protector and advocate against the cruelty of the adult world. Davids's radiant, understated performance was the emotional anchor of the film, embodying pure kindness and resilience as she gradually revealed her own tragic backstory as the impoverished, terrorized niece of the villainous Miss Trunchbull. Her chemistry with Mara Wilson was heartwarming, culminating in the film's joyous conclusion where she legally adopts Matilda, allowing them both to escape their abusive families and live happily together in her recovered childhood home. Miss Honey survived the film's events. In real life, Embeth Davidtz has enjoyed a distinguished and versatile career, spanning from 1989 to the present, often playing characters of great emotional depth and fragility. She achieved international critical acclaim prior to Matilda for her heartbreaking performance as the Jewish maid Helen Hirsch in Steven Spielberg's Holocaust masterpiece, Schindler's List, 1993, and gained a cult following as Sheila in Sam Raimi's Army of Darkness, 1992. Her filmography includes Bicentennial Man, 1999, and The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, 2011. In recent years, she has been open about her battle with breast cancer, incorporating her experience into her role on The Morning Show. Embeth Davidtz is currently 60 years old and remains a highly respected actress in Hollywood. Paul Reubens, born on August 27, 1952, portrayed FBI agent Bob in the fantasy comedy Matilda 1996, starting when he was 43 years old. FBI agent Bob was one half of the bumbling, trench-coat-wearing duo, alongside Tracy Walter, tasked with staking out the Wormwood residence to uncover Harry Wormwood's illegal operation of selling stolen car parts. Reubens brought a masterful sense of deadpan silent comedy to the role, playing the agent as ostensibly serious but ultimately incompetent. He spent much of his screen time peering through binoculars, planting recording devices, and being outsmarted by both the criminal parents and the telekinetic Matilda. In a memorable scene, when Matilda asks if they have a search warrant, his flustered reaction highlighted the agent's lack of actual police procedure. Reubens' performance was a delightful exercise in physical comedy and facial expressions, serving as a non-threatening antagonist who added to the film's whimsical, slightly surreal tone. Agent Bob survived the film's events but failed to apprehend the Wormwoods before they fled the country. In real life, Paul Reubens enjoyed a singular and culturally explosive career, spanning from 1977 to 2023. He is universally immortalized for creating and portraying Pee Wee Herman, a bow-tied childlike man whose franchise included the stage show, The Pee Wee Herman show, the Tim Burton-directed classic, Pee Wee's Big Adventure 1985, and the Saturday morning hit Pee Wee's Playhouse. Beyond Pee Wee, he was a talented character actor, appearing as the Spleen in the superhero comedy Mystery Men 1999, and as the Penguin's father in Batman Returns 1992. His career was characterized by his unique comedic voice and his resilience in the industry. Paul Reubens passed away on July 30th, 2023, at the age of 70. The cause of his death was acute hypoxic respiratory failure resulting from myelogenous leukemia, a diagnosis he had kept private for 6 years. Following his death, he was laid to rest at Hollywood Forever Cemetery in Los Angeles, California, U.S. Brian Levinson, born on October 27, 1982, portrayed Michael Wormwood in the film Matilda, 1996, starting when he was 13 years old. Michael Wormwood was Matilda's older, dull-witted, and lethargic brother, who was inexplicably favored by their parents, despite his complete lack of intelligence or ambition. Levinson's performance perfectly captured the essence of a bratty, apathy-filled teenager who spent his days staring blankly at the television and throwing food at his brilliant sister, serving as a constant, annoying reminder of the intellectual isolation Matilda faced within her own home. He is affectionately remembered by fans for the scene where a carrot is telekinetically thrown into his mouth by Matilda. Michael survived the film, unceremoniously fleeing to Guam with his parents while showing little emotion about leaving his sister behind. In real life, Brian Levinson had a brief acting career during his childhood in the early 1990s. Aside from his memorable role in Matilda, he appeared in minor parts in the action film Predator 2, 1990, and an episode of Seinfeld. Unlike his on-screen sister, he chose to leave the entertainment industry shortly after the film's release to pursue a private life. He notably reunited with the cast for a 2013 reunion, revealing he works in the public sector. Brian Levinson is currently 43 years old and resides in the San Fernando Valley, California, living a quiet life away from the camera. Tracy Walter, born on November 25, 1947, portrayed FBI agent Bill in the fantasy comedy Matilda 1996, starting when he was 48 years old. Agent Bill was the other half of the incompetent trenchcoat-wearing surveillance team investigating Harry Wormwood's illicit used car dealings, partnered with Agent Bob Paul Reubens. Walter brought his signature disheveled charm and unique character-rich screen presence to the role, often communicating through silent, bewildered glances as they monitored the Wormwood household from their parked sedan or engaged in clumsy attempts to gather evidence. His performance relied heavily on physical comedy and deadpan reactions to the absurdity of the situation, particularly when outsmarted by a young child who politely asked for a search warrant. Agent Bill served as a non-threatening, almost cartoonish representation of law enforcement that fit the film's Roald Dahl aesthetic perfectly. He survived the film's events but failed to catch the fleeing family. In real life, Tracy Walter has enjoyed a highly prolific and cult favorite career spanning from 1971 to the present, appearing in over 175 films and television shows. He is a favorite of directors like Jonathan Demme and Danny DeVito. Walter achieved immortality among genre fans for his role as the philosopher mechanic Miller in the cult classic Repo Man 1984, and as the Joker's loyal sunglasses-wearing henchman Bob the Goon in Tim Burton's Batman 1989. His career is characterized by his ability to make small, eccentric roles unforgettable. Tracy Walter is currently 78 years old and remains an active and recognizable figure in Hollywood. Jean Speegle Howard, born on January 31, 1927, portrayed Miss Phelps in the fantasy comedy Matilda 1996, starting when she was 69 years old. Miss Phelps was the warm, kindly, and astonishment-filled public librarian who provided the young Matilda Wormwood with her very first sanctuary from her abusive and neglectful home life. Howard's performance was defined by a gentle grandmotherly sweetness and genuine awe as she witnessed the toddler reading complex adult literature, like Great Expectations and Moby Dick, all by herself. As the first adult to ever show kindness or encouragement to Matilda's intellect, Miss Phelps played a crucial role in the protagonist's development, famously giving Matilda her first library card and the little red wagon to transport her books. Miss Phelps survived the film's events, witnessing Matilda's happy ending. In real life, Jean Speegle Howard enjoyed a heartwarming late career bloom spanning from 1975 to 2000. She was the matriarch of a famous Hollywood family, being the mother of director Ron Howard and actor Clint Howard. She achieved her greatest fame in her senior years, particularly for her memorable role as the real-life mother of Jim Lovell, Blanche Lovell, in her son's blockbuster Apollo 13, 1995, where she delivered the iconic line, "If they could get a washing machine to fly, my Jimmy could land it." She also appeared as Mrs. Claus in Scrooge, 1988. Jean Speegle Howard passed away on September 2, 2000, at the age of 73. The cause of her death was complications from heart and respiratory illness. Following her death, she was laid to rest at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Hollywood Hills, California, U.S. R.D. Robb, born on March 31, 1972, portrayed Roy in the fantasy comedy film Matilda, 1996, starting when he was 24 years old. Although a minor character within the ensemble of students at Trunchbull Hall participating in the chaotic school life under the tyranny of Miss Trunchbull, Roy was an essential part of the supporting cast that helped bring the terrifying school environment to life under Danny DeVito's direction. His role was functional in creating the overall texture and atmosphere of the classroom and the playground. The character of Roy survived the events of the film. In real life, R.D. Robb has enjoyed a unique career spanning from 1983 to the present, achieving cinematic immortality as a child actor long before his appearance in Matilda. He is universally recognized and beloved in popular culture for his iconic role as Schwartz, the friend who famously issues the triple dog dare to lick a frozen flagpole in the classic holiday film A Christmas Story, 1983. He also appeared as Charlie Anderson in the Brady Bunch movie 1995. Later in his career, Robb transitioned successfully into production, working on various projects in Hollywood, demonstrating a versatility behind the camera as well as in front of it. R.D. Robb is currently 53 years old and resides in Los Angeles, California, continuing his work as an actor and producer. Sarah Magdalene, born on December 20th, 1989, portrayed the 4-year-old version of Matilda Wormwood in the film Matilda 1996, appearing in the crucial early montage sequences starting when she was 6 years old. Her role was pivotal in establishing the character's extraordinary independence and genius before Mara Wilson took over the role. Magdalene performed the memorable scenes where the toddler Matilda is left alone at home, teaching herself to cook pancakes, signing for packages, and navigating her way to the public library to satisfy her hunger for knowledge. Her performance set the foundation for the audience's understanding of Matilda's resilience and self-sufficiency in the face of parental neglect. The character of Matilda survived the film. In real life, Sarah Magdalene had a very brief professional acting career, with Matilda serving as her most significant and lasting credit. Unlike many child actors who continue in the industry, she chose to step away from the spotlight shortly after the film's release to pursue a private life and higher education. She eventually transitioned into a career in the healthcare and wellness sector, working in nutrition and dietetics. Sarah Magdalene is currently 35 years old and resides in the San Fernando Valley, California, living a quiet life away from the entertainment industry while remaining a part of the film's nostalgic legacy. Kiami Davael, born on August 21st, 1986, portrayed Lavender in the film Matilda, 1996, starting when she was 9 years old. Lavender was Matilda's bespectacled, spunky brave, and fiercely loyal best friend at Trunchbull Hall, who shared Matilda's awe of Miss Honey and her righteous anger toward Miss Trunchbull. Davael's performance is best remembered for her character's pivotal act of defiance, finding a slimy newt in the creek and courageously slipping it into the Trunchbull's water jug during a terrifying weekly inspection. This prank provided one of the film's most satisfying moments of comedic revenge, highlighting Lavender's bravery and dedication to her friendship with Matilda. Her friendship offered Matilda a crucial peer connection and a sense of shared camaraderie amidst the absurdity and chaos of the school. Lavender survived the events of the film. In real life, Kiami Davael enjoyed a successful run as a child actress in the late 1990s and early 2000s. She appeared in the film Bruno 2000 and had a recurring guest role in the popular sitcom Moesha 1999. Following her early success, she prioritized her education, graduating from the University of Kentucky. She has since transitioned into screenwriting and singing, often participating in Matilda cast reunions. Kiami Davael is currently 39 years old and resides in Atlanta, Georgia, maintaining a creative presence in the arts. Kira Spencer Cook, born on July 19, 1984, portrayed Hortensia in the film Matilda 1996, starting when she was 12 years old. Hortensia was the battle-hardened older student who served as the primary source of information, lore, and warning for Matilda and Lavender upon their arrival at Trunchbull. Cook's performance was characterized by a weary veteran toughness. She famously delivered the exposition regarding the Trunchbull's past as an Olympic hammer thrower and the horrors of the chokey, a torture device she had personally experienced multiple times. Her character represented the endurance of the student body, having survived numerous encounters with the headmistress while retaining her rebellious spirit. Hortensia survived the film's events. In real life, Kira Spencer Cook, professionally known as Kira Spencer Hesser, has enjoyed a multifaceted career spanning from 1996 to the present. While she appeared in films like Fly Away Home 1996, she found her greatest adult success as a travel host and producer. She is best known for writing and hosting the PBS travel series Islands Without Cars 2013-present, which explores remote locations globally. Her career is characterized by her transition from child acting to journalism and television production. Kira Spencer Cook is currently 41 years old and resides in Florida, continuing her work in travel media. Jacqueline Steiger, born on December 25, 1986, portrayed Amanda Thripp in the fantasy comedy film Matilda 1996, starting when she was 9 years old. Amanda Thripp was the sweet, innocent schoolgirl whose long golden pigtails became the specific target of Miss Trunchbull's irrational hatred. Steiger's role is central to one of the film's most terrifying yet iconic sequences, the hammer throw. After innocently admitting, "My mommy likes them," regarding her pigtails, she is seized by the hair by the Trunchbull, spun around and launched over the school fence. Steiger's performance captured the extreme vulnerability of the students and her miraculous survival, standing up and dusting herself off after landing in a patch of wildflowers highlighted the cartoonish resilience of the children against their oppressor. Amanda survived the film's events. In real life, Jacqueline Steiger enjoyed a successful career as a child star spanning from 1995 to 2001. She is best known for portraying the bratty Margaret Wade in Dennis the Menace Strikes Again 1998 and appearing as Ruby in the Minnie Driver film Beautiful 2000. Following her childhood stardom, she stepped away to prioritize her education, earning a degree in linguistics and anthropology from UCLA. Jacqueline Steiger is currently 39 years old and resides in Los Angeles, California, where she works as a producer and educator, occasionally participating in nostalgic reunions for her film work. Rachel Snow, born on September 30, 1984, portrayed Liza in the fantasy comedy film Matilda 1996, starting when she was 11 years old. Liza was one of the older, more experienced students at Trunchbull, often seen in the company of Hortensia, and serving as part of the Greek chorus of children who warned the newcomers about the terrors of Miss Trunchbull. Snow's performance was integral to the ensemble of the school, reacting with genuine fear and eventually triumphant joy during the film's key sequences, such as the chocolate cake assembly and the final rebellion against the headmistress. Her character represented the collective endurance of the student body who had learned to navigate the school's oppressive atmosphere through solidarity and shared survival tactics. Liza survived the events of the film. In real life, Rachel Snow enjoyed a successful career as a child and teen actress, spanning from 1996 to 2001, working primarily in voiceover and television. She achieved significant recognition among younger audiences for her voice work in the popular Disney animated series Recess 1997-2001. Additionally, she had a memorable guest appearance in the cultural phenomenon Friends 2001, appearing in the episode The One Where Rosita Dies. Following her early success, she largely stepped away from on-camera acting to pursue other interests. Rachel Snow is currently 41 years old and resides in Los Angeles, California, maintaining a private life while remaining a part of the film's enduring legacy. Craig Lamar Traylor, born on March 19, 1989, portrayed a child in the classroom in the fantasy comedy film Matilda, 1996, starting when he was 7 years old. Although his role was a minor appearance as one of the terrified students sitting in the desks of Trunchbull Hall, his presence contributed to the ensemble of children who lived in constant fear of the tyrannical Miss Trunchbull. Traylor was part of the collective student body that witnessed the daily injustices of the school and eventually learned to stand up to authority through the inspiration of Matilda. While he did not have significant dialogue in this specific film, his participation marked the very beginning of his journey in Hollywood as a child performer. The character survived the film's events. In real life, Craig Lamar Traylor enjoyed a breakout success shortly after Matilda, achieving global recognition in television stardom for his iconic long-running role as Stevie Canarban, the asthmatic wheelchair-bound genius and best friend of the title character in the hit sitcom Malcolm in the Middle 2000-2006. His performance was praised for its comedic timing and unique delivery. He also appeared in the Disney Channel movie Get a Clue 2002. Following his television success, Traylor transitioned away from mainstream acting to pursue visual arts. Craig Lamar Traylor is currently 36 years old and resides in California, where he works as a wire artist and jewelry designer, creating intricate wearable art. Phoebe Pearl, born on July 1, 1989, portrayed the 5-year-old version of Miss Honey in the film Matilda, 1996, starting when she was 7 years old. Pearl appeared in the crucial, heartbreaking flashback sequence narrated by the adult Miss Honey, which revealed the traumatic origins of her life with her abusive Aunt Agatha Trunchbull. In this pivotal narrative scene, the audience witnesses the vulnerability of the young girl after the mysterious death of her father Magnus, establishing the lifelong dynamic of fear, intimidation, and financial control that Matilda eventually helps to break. Pearl's performance, though brief, provided the essential visual backstory for the film's most sympathetic character, grounding the fairy tale in emotional reality. The young Miss Honey survived the flashback events to grow into the beloved teacher. In real life, Phoebe Pearl has enjoyed a successful and dynamic career, spanning from 1996 to the present, transitioning from a child actor into a professional dancer and actress. She achieved significant success in adulthood as a member of the ensemble in the critically acclaimed Amazon Prime series, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, 2017-2023, where her skills as a dancer were prominently featured in the show's elaborate musical numbers. She also appeared in the gritty HBO drama, The Deuce, 2017. Her career is characterized by her versatility in movement and acting. Phoebe Pearl is currently 36 years old and resides in New York City, continuing her work in the performing arts. Jimmy Cars, born on July 26, 1984, portrayed Bruce Bogtrotter in the film Matilda, 1996, starting when he was 12 years old. Bruce Bogtrotter was the heavy-set, food-loving student who became an unlikely hero and a legend among the student body for his role in the film's most iconic and grotesque sequence, the Chocolate Cake Challenge. Accused of stealing a slice of Miss Trunchbull's personal cake, Bruce was forced to consume an entire massive chocolate confection in front of the whole school as punishment. Cars's performance in this scene was legendary. He transitioned from struggle to triumph, fueled by the chanting support of his classmates, "Bruce, Bruce, Bruce," delivering the first significant moral victory against the Trunchbull's tyranny. Bruce survived the film's events. In real life, Jimmy Cars had a brief but memorable acting career in the late 1990s. He famously appeared as the studious boy in the Adam Sandler comedy The Wedding Singer, 1998, where he squeezes a girl's butt during a bar mitzvah dance, and had a guest role on the medical drama ER, 1998. However, Cars made a decisive shift away from Hollywood to pursue a career in medicine. He graduated from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine and is now a practicing osteopathic physician. Jimmy Cars is currently 41 years old and resides in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where he works as a doctor, having traded the screen for the stethoscope. Who's your favorite character from Matilda? It's always tough to say goodbye to beloved cast members who are no longer with us. How does that make you feel? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you're enjoying our content, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated. We appreciate having you in our community.